Okay, it's a new day in the land of Astroneer. Well, a new day for me. As you might be able to tell by my voice. Yes, the grog is back again. It has actually been a couple days since I last played. I'm sure the last clip was but a mere moment before this one. But I'm just telling you now, I have forgotten what it was that I was doing last time I was playing. We are printing this platform here. What does that mean? I don't remember. It's actually been a couple of days since I last played. The reason being is that yesterday an update to Pal World came out, and so I was playing that. And I have to say, it is super surreal playing Pal World and hearing Terraria music. It is very surreal. So that was a fun experience. But yeah, that's what I was doing yesterday, and I took a little break from this game to do that instead. So I have totally forgotten what it was that I was doing, as I've mentioned already. I'm gonna go dump my soil because it looks like I keep forgetting to do that. But I do know that the last time I played I got an oxygenator, a portable one, so we no longer need tethers anymore, which means our compound use is gonna go right into the toilet. Which is a good thing. I mean, we don't have to go digging for it quite as much anymore. So let's dump our soil. I believe we were building that large... Oh crap, it gave me one thing. Yeah, if you stand in the blue zone, I guess, the arm will deposit shit on your backpack. Anyways, as I was saying, I believe we were using this for storage? I think? No, that can't be right. Because we kind of already have storage. What was the point of printing this? I don't remember. Oh no. I'm using my brain real hard here, and I don't know. Well, the beauty of Astroneer is that even if you forget what you were doing last time you played, you could kind of just load in and start doing whatever, and you will eventually like just end up doing what it is that you were working towards last time you played anyways. It looks like I was a landing pad. Was I setting up to... Oh, I think I was going to go to De Solo, right? Is that what this is for? De Solo to get ammonium, because I'm all out of ammonium. I think that comes back, yeah. But what was the point of printing this... Oh crap, I picked this up and I can't place it. What was the point in printing this? Surely I wasn't going to bring it to De Solo with me. I know I was going to bring these canisters, but... Well... I think, because, like, I don't want to set up a base on De Solo yet. There's no point in me doing that quite yet. I think you know what, I think I'm just going to put this down here. If I was going to bring it to me, or with me to De Solo, then oh well. But this is just going to be more storage, I suppose. And before we go to De Solo, I am going to go and pick up all of these tethers because we don't need them anymore. Sorry, yes, morning voice. Yeah, we don't need these anymore, and as I've stated before, apparently they contribute to lag, so I'm just gonna go pick up all these. And the thing about having this oxygenator is I don't really need this jump booster thing anymore. The jump jet, so I really could get an extra slot out of my backpack. The reason why you'd use a jump jet is because, like, sometimes if you fall down a relatively deep hole, like let's say I fall down here, the jump jet is good for getting out of it. but with the oxygenator, I have infinite oxygen, so it's not like an urgency for me to get out of pits that I fall into. And the point being that, like, I don't have to worry about connecting back to oxygen. I can build my way out and take as much time as I need. So I think I am going to drop this jump jet off at the base. And I'll have to remember which one I used, I think. Because it doesn't keep a counter on the item itself, how many jumps you've used. Not that it really matters, I suppose. Then I can reorganize my backpack a little bit here. And yeah, so I guess, yeah, the big thing was, oh yeah, I wanted to get the drill mod 3. So I need to get a diamond, and to get a diamond I need graphene and hydrazine, and I don't have enough ammonium for the hydrazine, so yeah. And I'm gonna go to DeSolo because it's really easy to get ammonium on DeSolo. You can get it on Silva, as I mean that's obvious at this point, but there's usually not too much ammonium to be had on Silva. The ammonium usually spawns in forest regions on Silva. I believe sometimes it might not, but don't quote me on that. But the nodes that do spawn for ammonium are usually very tiny. Like, you don't get many nuggets out of like Silva ammonium spots. But going to DeSolo, the reason why it's really good to get ammonium there, I mean, this is kind of true for the other planets too. It's not just specifically DeSolo. Most of the planets have really easy access to ammonium on the surface. But the reason why I like to go to DeSolo is because it's really easy to spot the ammonium. Well, since I'm here, I might as well pick these up too. Better than just leaving them, I guess. And so if you ever are short on ammonium, DeSolo is a good planet. Also, Glacio's not too bad either. Because of the flat surfaces, it's really easy to travel on the surface of Glacio. And it's super easy to spot ammonium because it kind of sticks out. But we also need to go to DeSolo anyway because I'm all out of wolfram. Not that I don't think I need any more wolfram. Well, I guess if I want to make more medium generators, right? But yeah, I do need more wolfram because I am fresh out. So I guess that's why I'm bringing 2 resource canisters with me to DeSolo. One for oxygen and one for oxygen. One for ammonium and one for wolfram. Jeez, I really went deep into this cave, didn't I? Jeez. Oh, I guess I could bring these too. Not that I really have space for it, but that's okay. I'm trying to click these tethers, I swear, but it's just me pointing at the ground. Let's... I don't think I have enough space to actually bring all this back. That's okay. That's okay. We've picked up a few tethers. There's still tons here. I'll probably, whenever I do start making cuts again, maybe I'll do this off screen at some point because this is kind of boring and I'm not gonna, it's not like I'm coming down here to mine and stuff. I just wanted to talk with you guys a little bit because it's been a couple days, for me at least. It's been a couple days. But yeah, the new Pal World update, man, I'm actually pretty happy with it. One of the first things, like, I've been playing Pal World since it was announced, like before it even came out. I was following it and stuff. And like one of the very first things, because on their Discord server you can leave suggestions for their game, And one of the first things I suggested was having like a quest system where you can go to the settlements that are in the game and people will give you quests and you can earn rewards and stuff. And I was like, oh, this would be really good for like, not only could you do quests and stuff, you could also like start making story. You know, you can have like NPCs that talk with you and explain things and stuff like that. It would be really cool. They don't have the story part, but they did add quests in the game, and I am actually quite happy with it. It's kind of bare bones, but that's, you know, the game's in early access, so I'm sure they just wanted to get that out just to see how it would work, and I think it's pretty good. It has a lot of room to grow, which is nice. There's a lot of potential with the quest stuff, so, and like even if they end up not wanting to keep going with it, it's the framework is there, so if some people want to mod the game, they can really easily, like, assuming we get mod tools at some point, they can really easily make use of the quest system, which is nice. I am excited for that. So anyways, we're back from our little tether gathering, and like I said, I'm probably gonna grab the rest of those on my own time at some point. Oh yeah, maybe, is that why I was printing the large platform for this extra large shredder? Probably. Tungsten carbide and steel. I don't really have the materials for that at the moment, though. The extra large shredder, once you print the extra large shredder, you won't really need the other shredders. I mean, this is kind of portable. Like, I could attach this to the tractor. But at some point, we're going to get like a larger tractor that we can use, sort of deal. And on that larger tractor, you're better off using the large shredder instead. So I'm just trying to think. Oh, maybe it was it. I also need to make a trade platform, don't I? So let's just go ahead and shred these tethers, since we don't need them anymore. If you are new to the game, the tethers are really good for helping you not to get lost. So I wouldn't blame you if you wanted to to keep them placed down instead. That is a thing that you can do. But personally, I think I've already mentioned how I stop myself from getting lost, but if you ever do get lost, you always have the compass, and your house will always be shown on the compass. So if you're underground somewhere, all you have to do is dig back up to the surface and open up your compass, and you'll be able to find your way home. Okay, so I think I'm gonna go to DeSolo now. A landing pad. Let's check our missions really quick. I was saving this for some other stuff. That's right. Right. These data circuits or whatever. Remember when we went to Aatrox and we found that like one chip thing on Aatrox? That's what these are. I can already get another one. There's one where this pin is, but I want to show it to you guys once I actually go over there to set up my new base. Malachite, so that's copper. Lithium. I do want to get some lithium at some point, but right now I don't really need it. Shelter on another planet. I guess we might as well do that. I don't like using the field shelter because I don't think it's very good. It's basically the same thing as a regular shelter, but it's half the power. It produces half the power, but it does give you infinite oxygen. You can actually pick up the field shelter once you place it down. So that's like a benefit over the regular shelter. So let's just checking to make sure I have enough fuel. Let's go to the solo now. I forget where we landed on the solo. If I remember correctly, I think this is the planet that had the triangle formation that I was using to determine where I landed. Let's see. Maybe. It could also be the one where I had like the 3 blobs that are right beside each other. There's 2 right. I think this was it here. We are at a crater, I do remember that. So hopefully... Yes, okay, we did land in the right spot. Hooray for us. We have all these tethers here, they're useless to us now. So let's just, oh yeah, so we don't want to put our landing pad right here because there's a natural landing spot here, and the landing pad will kind of cover up the natural landing spot, and that's kind of annoying when you try to land here again. It ends up being hard to click on, if that makes sense. I'm just wondering if I should leave these here. I guess. I mean, well, no. We have all the space on the back of our shuttle here. We might as well take them home and turn them into scrap. Oh, you know what else? I forgot to dump all my stuff off. Scatterbrained, oh well. You just throw them on there for now. Ah, large shuttles. OP as fuck. I love them. I will pick up these tethers, though, I think. Even though they lead me right to where the Wolfram is. I'll just pick up those to fill out the tether thing. And yeah, so I need to find a good spot to put down a landing pad, and I'll probably put it kind of close to where the other landing spot is. Like maybe just up here would be a good spot. Oh, there's clay here. I think there's clay on every planet, so... Alright, I think I'm going to take this ship up here. And put it up here. Oh, maybe not. There's not really a good spot. I would like to put it up here, but... And you know, the fuel shelter also, like, makes an icon for you to know where you land at. Oh, and see already there's some ammonium right there. I was gonna say aluminum, lol. I can't seem to remember the name of ammonium today. Ammonium, oxygen, let me up. Let me up. Looks like we got a thing right there. Man, there are craters all over the place on this planet. I suppose that's kind of the idea, that's the point, but... I mean, whatever. I could put the landing pad up here. It's flat enough. Like right here, maybe. And then I could use this space over here to put down a base. I suppose, you know what, let's put it in the crater. It is going to be really close to the natural landing spot, but that's, you know what, I don't care at this point. There's not really a good spot to put it up there, or else I would. And at least being down here, there's flat space to set up a base once I do want to do that. So let's see, where do I want to put it? Maybe here. Let's face it like that. That way I have access to the mission thing. There's a mission to put a landing pad on every planet anyway, so that's the reason why we want to put one down on this planet. And then put down our field shelter. Yeah, look at this little baby thing. And you can save here, and if provides oxygen and power, and you can lift it up and bring it wherever you want. It also has power plugs, so... yeah, let's grab a canister now and go get some wolframite. I suppose there's no reason to do that. I do remember that we went to Glacio and picked up, or placed down a bunch of button repeaters, so... yeah, I do remember us getting really lucky on the Wolframere. Like, we have lots right here, and that's perfect. So we are going to completely fill this canister with Wolfram here. And then I suppose I might just mute myself, and then when I'm done, I'm going to go look for some ammonium and fill up the canister with ammonium as well. The other canister that we have. Oops. Here we go. And yeah, nice little morning, for me, morning Astroneer grind. Alright. Well, I'm walking back here. I can talk with you guys again. That last patch was really good, hey? I had a ton of ammonium in it, jeez. Much better than our first patch that we came across that had almost none. It had 3 spots. It didn't even fill up like a quarter of a fucking nugget worth of ammonium. That was so bad. But anyways, now that we are done mucking around with ammonium, we even have a little bit extra than our just... which I am happy to have. But once we return this back to the ship, there is one other thing I'm going to look for on this planet, because you can see we have this like little light bulb thing on our compass, and that's part of a mission. I believe it's the same as those exocrates that we've run into on Silva. We just have to blow one up, and I believe that there should be a dynamite that spawns near it. I mean, we're gonna go check. If not, then we will have to come back to the planet at some point. Obviously, I mean, we're gonna need more ammonium at some point too. So, and we want to set up like a proper base here as well. But anyways, point is that we're gonna go check this point of interest out now. And I think it's literally just like part of a mission, and you just blow it up and you even get the same reward as you normally would, and that being an exo chip. But you do need quite a few exo chips, not tons. Like, you only really need, I think, a total of 10 throughout your whole playthrough. I mean, even that might be more than enough. Because, like, the stuff that you make out of it, you only really make one time. I suppose you could make multiple times if you set up stuff on other planets, but you don't need many is my point. So, and you do get quite a few exochips as a reward from missions, just for whatever reason. But let's just head on over to this point of interest over here. Yeah, DeSolo is a really good planet for ammonium. It's dotted literally everywhere, and usually you end up with decent size, like ore veins, I guess is what they're called. But DeSolo is kind of a small planet, so after a while you will eventually run out of ammonium on the surface of DeSolo, and you'll have to go elsewhere for it. Oh yeah, look at all that dynamite there. There's 3 of them. So, I guess we just slide on down there. We get to bum 2 free dynamite out of this. I will gladly take those, thank you. And yeah, we just slap that on there. Stand back a little bit. You can kill yourself with dynamite, it does do damage to you. So, you do want to be out of the way when it blows up. There, that should be good enough. The blast radius isn't that big, so... But there. We only get 1 exochip out of that. That's kind of depressing, isn't it? Oh well. 1 chip's better than none, I suppose. And I think there are more on this planet that you can go to. You might as well, I mean, pick up a second exochip, why not? Just to see if there's other points of interest on our way over there. Oh, yeah. You do take fall damage, too. I think if I fell any further, I think if I, like, went forward and landed in there, I would have died. Oh, hey, we got ourselves an exosphere, or a gravity globe. Exosphere, wow. Yeah, a gravity globe. Gravity globe is not really that good on this planet, because once you get stuck in a crater with it, you're stuck down there basically forever. So, more dynamite? Okay. Let's see, what else do they have? They have a singular wind turbine, might as well grab it. Ah, this is kind of pathetic, isn't it? Work light, I can't take that back with me. This, medium wind turbine, but I can take the small one. Yeah, you know what, I'll leave that gravity globe there. Like I said, it's not really a good planet for that, because once you get stuck in a crater, you're stuck in there forever. And trust me, building like a bridge to get out with a gravity globe just is not gonna happen. But yeah. Well, we have a small battery here. Might as well bum that. Ooh, 2 of them even. My backpack's full. Let's drop this work light. Don't really need it. We will grab the batteries, though. Batteries are nice to have. Even the small ones are nice to have. Oh, there's an exo crate right by this one, so we'll be able to blow up 2 crates here. I won't be able to... Actually, now that I look at it, I won't be able to take those exo chips with me, so you know what? Let's just leave. I don't have space on my backpack anymore. But if I ever do need more exo chips, I can come back here, I suppose. Because we're not, we didn't get too lucky with our exo chips on Silva, our crate spawns. But we did get a couple. You only really need one of them to start with at the very beginning, and that'll carry you for a while. Oh, we could see our glacial research is working. But you only really need 1 crate, exo crate, worth of exo chips to start with. The missions will give you plenty of exo chips after that. But we will eventually run out of them, and we will need more when that happens. Oh, Jesus. These dagger roots, what they do is that if you stand underneath them, they will shoot out like these spikes and damage you. So you don't want to get too close to them. Well, yeah, for now, we are done on DeSolo, so we're going to go back to Silva, and we're going to make that diamond that I've been wanting, so we can finally get our drill mod 3, and then maybe I can... I'll have to figure out what I want to do after that. But I think I want to maybe set up a trade platform so that we can start using our scrap to get ammonium as well with the trade platform. You'll see what I mean once we actually do that. Let's go ahead and throw our batteries down. There's 1 spot on our field shelter to put something down on, so we're gonna put that there. We could also temporarily make like a little chain here for the batteries. That looks goofy, but oh well. So let's go back to Silva. Yay! So yeah, every time that pops up, we get about 1,000 bytes worth of research. It is possible those button repeaters that we set up on Glacio, those nodes, it is possible to find nodes that have 4 on them instead of just 3. It is also possible to find like 2 nodes that are side by side, like within range of the button repeater. So you can get like really, really lucky and find some good nodes on Glacio, but the 3 nodes are good enough. You get 1,000 bytes worth of research per pop, which is more than good enough. So let's go ahead and throw all our extra dynamite on here. We won't need this dynamite right now, but we do have some things. Like once I get my other shredder up, I will probably just destroy that small one. So we do have stuff we could blow up for scrap as well. Yeah, I'm gonna set up our trade platform, I think, after I make my diamond. Priorities, man. Let's actually clear up our... Well, maybe not right now. I don't have space to put this stuff. Let's grab this. And... here, let's just put you on here. Then we need to make hydrazine, yay! And we are going to make a ton of hydrazine. We might be medium fluid and soil. We might want to make one of these. Which means we will need a plastic, so we have extra carbon on the ground over here. I know we have 1 compound on us. This is what our compound's going to be used for, basically, from now on, is making plastic. Carbonate compound. Yes, put that on here and go. And then we will need glass. I don't think I have any, but I do have some quartz. Smelt the quartz over here. Grab our plastic. Go back to making hydrazine. Grab our glass. Boom. Something I could do is I could set up another arm here and point the outputs of this into like storage. Perhaps that's a good idea, because that way when this is all full of junk I can I could still have this keep going, because then the outputs wouldn't have a place to go. But this is good enough, I think. And now we need more hydrogen, right? Yep. And we are going to need 2 graphite for our graphene. I have to go get more graphite at some point. Well, clearly we don't have wind. Or sun. Just checking to make sure that these are running. Yeah. Let's go ahead and grab our... We can also put our full soil canisters on here. Oops. Yeah, look at that. We were at, like, what? Below 10,000 research bytes? Something like that, and now we're back at 18,000. That's incredible. Okay. Might as well make another one. Just here. Finally! Fuel hydrazine. The best item in the game. Mainly because you need it for everything. You need graphene if you want to make that, these QT RTGs, or, sorry, not QT, regular RTGs, they require hydrazine as part of the nanocarbon alloy. And then, of course, you need tons of hydrazine for the rocket, and... yeah, it's just a constant need, so... Luckily, we don't need ammonium for anything but making hydrazine, so we can freely just throw every last bit of ammonium we have on there. And eventually, this will be done, and we can make a diamond. We have an odd number of ammonium. That's probably a good thing, because then we can denote this canister as being ammonium, but... it will be... I guess we're going to have to make another one of these, hey? I do believe that these medium storage platforms, if you leave them on the ground here, they also can fall through the ground, so... It's good not to leave them on the ground whenever you can. If you're just standing here, you'll be fine, but like if you plan on leaving the planet and coming back, basically unloading this area and reloading it, there's always a chance that these will fall through the ground, so make sure that these are tied to a platform before you go anywhere. If and when that happens. Oh, look at all the hydrazine we have. We have 11. Oh my god. It's so nice. We smelted all our zinc, right? Aluminum, I could put one of those in here. And I can put the zinc in there. Sweet. Might as well just sort my inventory that I have here. Ooh, I could probably throw this. Can I? Oh, I can. Cool. Yeah, there's no need for the small generators. They're basically worthless. Throw this in here as well. We're gonna need our other hydrogen here. And that'll be good for now. At some point we're gonna want a resource canister for all of these like smelted resources. Oh, there's two. Never mind. It'll be empty, I guess. That's fine. Oh, actually it won't be, because I have some extra here. Look at that. Wow, lucky us. And we'll just attach this back to our thing. Oh yeah, we can take the wolfram off as well. We can actually start smelting these. Tee-hee. There we go. Okay, now let's make our graphene. Go ahead and take this off. Put this back on here. We can take this off. We're gonna need 2 of them. It'll be a good idea to definitely put this on a platform too. We don't want this falling through the ground. The last time I played this, that happened to me. I left this on the ground like this, and like I went to play the game again. Like I stopped playing for the day, and I came on the next day, and I was like, okay, I'm ready to go fly off. Oh, I should probably refuel my rocket. Wait a minute, where's all my hydrazine? I could have sworn I had a bunch stored. And then, by the grace of God, I went mining at some point, and I saw my hydrazine canister just laying there on the ground in the cave somewhere. And I'm like, dude, no, no way it fell through the ground. But that's a lesson I learned the hard way. Make sure you always, specifically your hydrazine, always have it attached to some kind of platform. Make our diamond here, and then... Do I have it unlocked? I should make sure. Oh, I don't, but I do now. And there it is. Oh, an upgrade to our drill mod. Yay, we'll be able to mine through literally anything now. We can destroy that one. Might as well destroy our boost mod too. The okay, so the drill mod 1, it took 0.25 use per second of power to use. The drill mod 3 takes 0.75. And then if you had the boost mod, it would take 1.5. And unfortunately our portable oxygenator takes 1 U of power by itself, so you would need another QTRTG attached to your backpack if you wanted to also facilitate a boost mod. And at that point, it's just, you know, I don't need to dig faster. I need to be able to dig through anything. You know what I mean? So let's actually trash some of this stuff, because I plan on making a trading platform now. So let's go ahead and see what that will take. No. Exo request platform, is that it? No, that's not it. Oh, do I even have it unlocked? Let's see. I do not. Let's unlock it then. I need an exo chip. Oh, tungsten and iron. Well, it's a good thing we... forgot to start smelting that. Wait till I have a couple going and then I'll snag one. So I need an iron. An exo chip, which is over... oh, I put it in storage already. And I'm going to need tungsten. Why is this not working? I don't know why that's not working. Sometimes that happens. It's really weird. The game like bugs out and it doesn't know where to put this, even though there's a slot for it right here. There we go. Yeah, it's working. So you'll see why the trade platform's really good. All this junk that we've been collecting and turning into scrap, you'll be able to use this trade platform. It's kind of the currency for it. You use your scrap. And you can turn it into all kinds of resources, but the main one that you turn it into is ammonium. There's no real reason to trade for anything else, really. I mean, there's lots of good stuff you can get off of it, but ammonium's the big one. And the cool thing is like, so for example, these power extenders, I'm pretty sure they take compound? I mean, you could also, oh, they take graphite. So you can take graphite, mine it out of the ground, turn it into power extenders, throw it in like a shredder, turn it into scrap, and then trade that scrap for ammonium. So essentially you could turn other resources into ammonium using the trade platform, which is really cool. So yeah, you can also see the ratios here. So we can get compound at 1 scrap gives you 2 compound, 1 scrap gives you 2 resin, 1 scrap gives you 2 organic. So far it's kind of the same as the soil centrifuge, except you wouldn't trade for any of these things. Specifically, you wouldn't trade for organic. You can also get clay. You can get quartz, which you can't get out of the soil centrifuge. You can get graphites, sphalerite, ammonium at 1:1. So it's a little bit more expensive for ammonium. You can get aluminum and copper. 3:2 for wolframite. 3:2 you can get iron out of this. You can get titanium. And you can also get lithium. But you wouldn't want to do lithium because you only ever really use lithium for batteries and RTGs. And you get lots at the other planets, so there's no real reason to do this. And of course you get as much titanite as you'll ever need at Glacio. You get tons of iron at Glacio. Wolframite, you don't really need lots of it. And even if you do, like, obviously Disilo's a great planet for that. So really the only one you do here is ammonium. So let's put this here. I'm going to put a extra large shredder here, and then storage here for all the scrap. Actually, I could probably make a resource canister for the scrap. And then, yeah, so let's put this here, and then the resource canister here, and then the extra large shredder here, and then we'll be good to go. So I think I need to unlock the extra large shredder. Let's take a look. Right there, 5,000 bytes. I think I can. Tungsten carbide and steel and 2 exo chips. So let's grab these and put them on here before I forget. Extra large shredder. Okay, let's make our steel. Grab this. And grab the carbon that's... oh. We used to have 2 carbon here. I used one for a recipe, and the other one fell through the floor, I'm pretty sure. Oh man, so yeah. things can fall through the floor. That's okay. Luckily, it's just a singular carbon that fell through the floor, and we have infinity carbon with this setup here, so that's okay. However, if that happens like 100 times, it might start lagging the world, so... But it shouldn't happen that often. And now we need tungsten carbide, right? Tungsten and a carbon. Oh, that's easy. Oh, never mind. The other carbon's right here. Lamau. It could also just be the case that I'm a big idiot, but, you know, who isn't a big idiot these days? So, there we go. Bing. Let's go ahead and make our big shredder here. And I'm kind of debating whether or not I actually want to attach this shredder to my little tractor here. Maybe not. Like I said, we're probably going to be looking to get a larger version of the tractor here at some point. And doing that, I won't need this medium shredder anymore. So we also need to make a trade. We might as well get ammonium out of this right now. We needed to make a trade for the mission here. So place a shelter. Okay, this is when we went to DeSolo. We'll get a rover, a full-on rover. But the rovers are useless. The buggies. We will keep the seat though. The seat's nice. We won't have to print one now. But these buggies are entirely useless, as we have stated. So I'm just gonna go throw this in our trash pit. Boom, like that. Let's see, what else did we do? Okay, this is when we blew up that exo crate as well, so we get some bites out of that. And we get a QTRTG for making that trade, so that's pretty nice. Let's snag that. And you know what? We will attach it to our rocket here because maybe we want it on another planet. Maybe. Maybe. Who knows? Let's take a look at our other missions here. Okay, we got another... Okay, this is the mission to place a landing pad. I guess you could do a shelter too on every planet. And doing that will give you 2 QT-RTGs and a medium shuttle, which is hilarious because we already have a large shuttle, so this medium shuttle is worthless. An extractor, okay. Okay, next time we go to Glacio, maybe we will do that. Find Matt on DeSolo. Slot an exochip in Matt, okay. And Bisania. Okay. So it looks like right now, like getting lithium would probably not be a bad idea. Which would help us get closer to doing this mission because we will have to go to a planet we haven't visited yet for lithium, and we can put down a landing pad. Our Wolfram is done now. So let's go store that over here. Oh yeah, we also need to make a resource canister again for... I'm debating whether or not I want to actually make some compound of this thing. Probably, yeah, sure, why not? We will need another glass too. This thing is a big chunker. This is, I'm pretty sure the extra large shredder is the only machine that needs one of these huge slots. Yeah, it's the only one that needs one of these huge slots, which is fine by me. You know, let's grab this ammonium. But now we'll be able to shred these burnt up solid fuel thrusters. Thanks for that, auto arm. I appreciate that. So many things happening all at once here. Okay, I also need a glass for the canister. Okay. Put that on here. Oh, I suppose we could use this quartz that's on this thing too, eh? Oh, jeez. Grab this, grab the compound that was made, make a plastic. Let's actually grab this quartz and bring it over here, because I might have enough space for it in our storage here now. I don't. That's fine. Put this back over there, grab our plastic. Make our canister. So as you can see, some things give more scrap than others. It kind of comes down to the resource costs. Sort of. Because to make a solid fuel thruster, you need 1 ammonium and an aluminum, I think. So that's like 1 really, really expensive resource and 1 kind of nothing burger resource. But you don't even... Oh, you get 1 full scrap and a half out of the shredder for destroying a solid fuel thruster. And so essentially that equates to 1 ammonium means 1 scrap, which makes sense. The ammonium, when you trade for it, is 1 to 1. And 1 aluminum is half a scrap, which doesn't make sense, because if you look at the trade, it's 1 to 1 for just the raw form of aluminum. So even though smelting is technically free, it's a free action to do, it's still, you lose half an aluminum for making solid fuel thrusters. And so eventually over time you lose out if you want to make like a loop of making solid fuel thrusters out of this. But the important thing is, like, you can turn aluminum technically into ammonium doing this, just very, very slowly. There are more efficient ways to get scrap though, so. But yeah, so this is our setup for a trade platform. So essentially we launch this into space, it goes, makes the trade, and then it puts all the resources it gets on this platform here. And then anytime we make scrap, it'll go into our container here. And yeah, we can start destroying stuff. I think I want to keep these power extenders for now, because at some points we are going to need them for something. But I think other than that, we've scrapped kind of everything that we were going to here, I think. Alright, so yeah. Now what should we do? Should we go to the other planet and get some lithium? If that's the case, we need to get some more glass. Let's go ahead and make another plastic. We need a canister for lithium. Once we go and get a bunch of lithium, we probably won't need to get more after that. We are going to need to make a landing pad. Aluminum and ceramic. Well, that's very easy to do. Resource canister. These 2. I need 2 ceramic. Go ahead and do that. We might as well grab our extra clay over here and smelt it too, now that we have more space in our storage. And yeah, take that with us. Now in the canister. Well, I didn't really want that to happen. Oh, that's fine. Okay. At some point soon here, I also am probably gonna start work on maybe doing this our quest, what are they called? these like special, what are they called? There's a word for it, I can't think of it at the moment. Events, there it is, event. At some point I am going to want to make a EXO request platform and start work on the event that's happening, but I'm not sure if we're quite ready for that, because I think I want to do the train missions first, before I start doing that. I think. Because having trains for those events is really nice, because trains are really good for transporting things long distances and automating things. And those events, usually you need crap tons of resources, just like all the time. And having proper automation set up for that is basically required for those events. Just throw this extra aluminum we got on there. Did we get all of our things? We did. All of those tethers, and we only got like a couple of scrap out of it. Oh, jeez. And another way to get scrap really efficiently is we could, like I've said before, we could attach the shredder to our tractor here, and then we could take our scrap canister with us as well. Then we just run around and pick up all the scrap we see that's lying on the ground and throw it in our thingy-majiggy. Throw it in the shredder. Right, is that... I think that's the wrong one. There we go. Okay, landing pad is ready. Our canister is ready. Yeah, let's go get some lithium now. So we're going to be going to a new planet here. Ooh, fancy. So which planet should we go here? We don't need to open up our Astropedia every single time. I mean, you can. Obviously, the Astropedia is your one-stop shop for basically everything. But we're looking for lithium found in Visania Caves or Novus Mountains. So I think I want to go to Visania for that. And both of them are right here. They're beside each other. They're like, Visania is the planet, Novus is the moon. But instead of opening up the Astropedia, we could also just hover over the planet. So we can see that Calidor here has malachite and wolframite on it. It also has hydrogen and sulfur. DeSolo has wolframite and sphalerite with no gases. Visania has lithium, titanite, hydrogen, argon, and nitrogen. I'm going to go to Visania for this because the lithium in the caves are a little bit easier to come across, in my opinion. But you could also just as easily go to Novus. It might even be easier to go to Novus to get lithium, but all the lithium is in the mountains for it. So we don't need to be too picky on where we land here, because we have a landing pad. We'll be able to mark where our base is. I think I'm going to pick here, because it's relatively close to this node thing. So Visania isn't a difficult planet. It does have dangers on it, on the surface. Unlike, you know, Sylvia, and I guess DeSolo technically has a danger on its surface, but where is it? That way? Visania is a relatively tame planet. I believe there is a danger on the surface that you have to watch out for, but I forget what it is. I might also just be talking out of my ass. It actually might be a relatively safe planet now that I think about it, because of, like, it's a really early mission to come here and get lithium, because the game kind of wants you to get, like, good batteries as soon as possible. It's not really necessary to do that, as I've shown, because of the smelting setup for power. Okay, so here's a hazard here. What is this, a cataplant? I forget what the cataplants do. Oh yeah. So when you get close to cataplants, they throw these like little bomb things out at you. But just like any other plant, you can stand outside of its firing range and just uproot it. Let's plant that, actually. Should we take that back with us? Probably. And of course, once you uproot it and replant it, it becomes not a danger anymore. There's also pop coral on the surface here. So yeah, this planet is a little bit more dangerous than Silva, obviously, because of those cataplants, but I think that's the only danger on the surface, so you know, it's not that big of a deal. In my opinion, the histbanes are a little bit more dangerous than cataplants because the blast radius for their little bombs they throw at you is basically negligible. Oh yeah, there's the... I forgot about those. There's also these things, which are essentially the exact same as the, oh, what are they called? Hold on, let me not... As the bounce vines. The lash leaf. It's essentially the same thing. You walk on them, they do a little damage, so that's probably where the bounce vine is different than the lash leaf. Is that when you stand on these, they actually do a little bit of damage to you, whereas the bounce vines do not do damage to you. But the lash leaves, they they launch you as well. There's some graphite here. We have to like make it through this valley here. I'm gonna try and put this landing pad near this node over here, this obelisk. That way we won't have to travel quite as far when we want to start doing that. I just accidentally grabbed the oxygenator out of that. At this point, because we have a personal oxygenator, you could also just take this out. This will be highlighted basically all the time, but it does also equate to having extra 2 slots to put stuff in. Because we don't need oxygenators anymore. The personal oxygenator is so busted, and it's not like it's a difficult thing to get either. The nanocarbon alloy is by far the most difficult recipe / item to get in the game. But it's, it really isn't that bad. I want to plant this on the ground so it doesn't fall into this cavern. Here we go. But yeah, it really isn't that bad, as you've seen. As long as you go to Glacio and pick up iron and steel, you basically have everything you need there. You also need to go to Aatrox, obviously, and pick up some... go to Aatrox and pick up some helium, and I don't think it needs methane. Could be wrong on that, though. Oh yeah, here's another... I guess there is quite a bit of hazards on the surface of this planet, of Vissania. The lash leaf, or not the lash leaf, the thistle whip? Thistle vine, whatever, that we just uprooted. Thistle whip. Essentially, once you get close to it, it'll smack you and do damage to you. And when you replant them, they don't become a mutant version. There's my achievement. But I'm gonna uproot that right away because there's no reason to replant hazarded stuff. So I guess this planet is a little bit more dangerous than I thought. But again, your best friend is distance. You can uproot every dangerous plant in the game by just standing far away and mining it at max range. Alright, so now we've made it here. Apparently there's a lash leaf underneath the ground here. That's a little annoying when that happens. So I guess we're not parking there. I want to find a nice flat open area. I think over here might be okay. Maybe not, because there's like resources there. I could maybe put landing pad here. I don't like that there's so much junk on the ground over here, though. I guess maybe over here could do. I guess that's probably the hardest thing about this planet, is that because everything is purple, it's a little difficult to see the hazards. Because the plants are the same color. But a good indicator is to look out for red. Whenever you see red, that usually means danger. The cataplants don't have a lot of red on them, but they do have that little ball at the tip of their dicks. I said a bad word. Freaking YouTube, man. What happened? What happened to YouTube? God. Fucking adpocalypse, man. Let's go over here really quick and see if there's not... I want an open-ish area to put my stuff down on, because eventually I want to make a base on this planet. I want to make a base on every planet, because we will basically need to. Maybe this spot here, well... No, I think I'm going to go in this grass over here. So come with me, Mr. Spaceship. Oh, there's a cataplant right here. It's stuck in the wall, so it can't really see me, I think. Is the deal with that? God, there's like... Oh, man. What's with all these boobs sticking out of the ground? I don't want boobs in the ground. I want open space. I suppose this planet isn't going to be much worse than Aatrox. Aatrox are really bad to try and make a base on. I guess here we'll have to do, I mean... Frick. Oh well. I'll make it work. I'll make it work. So let's set it up here. Have our thing pointed there. It'll have to do. So now we just grab this, put the seed on here, and let's go into the caves. Luckily it looks like we might have a way down over here. Maybe. Maybe not. No, maybe not. Just sit in the ground to fuck with me, I guess. I know we passed a big crevice over here. Yeah. That doesn't look like it's gonna go in the caves either. How about over here? If you get close to these thistle whips, they start to shake as well. So that's a good indicator of like, oh, you're about to get smacked for damage, you better watch out. And this will be a good test to see our ability to get lost as well, because I'm not using tethers this time to go underground. It does look like I'm going to have to dig my way down, though. It's kind of annoying. How about over here? Nope. Well, fine. Be like that, game. Actually, if I am going to have to dig down, maybe I should do it closer to the ship, because that way I won't have to carry the container of lithium as far. Ow. Apparently that was fall damage. If you don't let your screen, like, dissipate the redness, and you, like, take damage again, like, the damage compounds, so... Like, if you don't let yourself heal back up, then you take more damage, then you're, like, closer to death, obviously. So... okay, let's maybe dig down here. Yeah, because I could just, like, walk this way and get out. Right here, perfect. Let's try and angle down a little more. until we hit some caves. And there's usually lithium all over the place on Visania in the caves, so... Look at that, we have our drill mod 3, so we're able to just punch through all this stuff. Because this ground with the lines in it means that we would typically have troubles mining through it, but not today. So we are in caves, technically. This looks like to just kind of be a little sliver in the ground. Okay, is this the cave here? Yes, it is. And look at that, lithium right here. Although, not much. Literally 2 nodes. That's worse than the fucking ammonium from DeSolo. There's a Hisbane over here. These Hisbanes are the stronger Hisbane versions, so you have to be careful of them as well. So yeah, how do we, I guess, okay, so another thing, if you really don't want to get lost, you can just do this. Just every so often put up a big, like, dick tip in the ground. Just to be like, hey, this is where you need to go. Oh wow, look at that, a freight generator. If I had a packager, I'd probably take that with me. But yeah, just every now and then leave a little, like, gray dick tip out of the ground. That's a good signifier, being like, hey, you need to go this way to get back to the base. Get a broken generator. So I believe that on Silva, like, you saw that when we went underground, when we went caving, there was a couple of broken generators. I believe every single medium generator on Silva is broken. However, on the other planets, sometimes the medium generators are not broken, as you saw previously. Which I suppose is nice. It means that you don't technically need to go get Wolfram on the other planets to make generators. But, you know, freaking... It's whatever. You know, usually it's not this bad. Usually lithium is kind of all over the place. And we did find a lithium node. It just was kind of shitty. Okay, I think there's some over here. Yeah, there's some over here. Good. Finally. Yeah, sometimes you do get just a little unlucky when you're caving, looking for resources. Yeah. And that's all we really need here. So we're gonna try and fill up a whole canister of lithium, and that should be all the lithium we will ever need, really. Unless we eventually get to the point where we're making tons of RTGs for, like, permanent power, then maybe? Because you do need lithium to make RTGs. But, you know, whatever. In the past, like old versions of this game, lithium to make batteries was absolutely everything. Because there was no, like, there was a small generator, but there was no medium generators, and there was no RTGs either. And so batteries, like the medium battery was everything. Your base lived and died on how many medium batteries you had. I think in the past, lithium was used for other important things. Like, I think lithium was used to make the good solar panels. Don't quote me on that though. I don't quite remember. I just know that lithium was a big deal in the past. But now it's delegated to being just a battery thing and an RTG thing, I guess, but you don't really need RTGs like you used to. Especially now that we have extra large solar and wind turbines, like, and the large battery has been released in the last patch that came out not too long ago. The large battery is like all the battery you'll ever need. But yeah, the solar, the extra large solar array and the extra large wind turbine. You don't really need RTGs anymore, so that's what I'm trying to say. I'm thinking and doing stuff at the same time, so I'm losing my train of thought. Looks like I might need to find a second lithium spot here at some point. There's a lot here, but it's not enough. Also, this generation is really bad. It's like halfway down a cave, and then in the middle of aluminum as well. Yeah, I'm pretty sure if I only had the drill mod 1 when I came here, it would be kind of slow to dig through all this. So it's a good thing I made my drill mod 3 before coming here. I mean, it's a good idea to get the drill mod 3 as soon as you can. I just was like fucking around doing a bunch of other stuff first, though. I was too busy trying to get my proper space shuttle set up and getting research from Glacio. So I suppose this was like a fine-sized vein. Like typically you get tons out of your lithium veins on this planet, but this is fine. We will have to go look for another vein, though, I'm pretty sure. Which kind of stinks. Because it's not like we're swimming in it right now. Yeah. Stinks, but, you know, what can you do? I kind of, you know what, I just want to jump down here, I think. Okay, there's more over here. Let's pick that up. Always make sure you get your veins completely dry here. If we don't get enough to fill up this canister, I might go and mute myself while I do this grinding. And come back once we're done here. I have been talking a lot though, but that's mostly just because it's a new day, so I have lots to talk about. Plus I played Pal World yesterday. I was kind of panicking a little bit yesterday when I was playing Pal World, because I use like 2 quality of life mods when I play. Where's this fucking lithium? Underneath all of this aluminum. But I do use a couple of quality of life mods when I play Pal World. And of course, because there's a new update, they're broken now. And I can't play with it. But I was panicking because one of the quality of life mods I use help with like breeding pals so that I can get like good traits. I think I'm stupid and just have been digging aluminum this whole time. But yeah, so one of the quality of life mods I have make like the good traits a lot more common, because they recently had nerfed the good traits to make them not common, like really rare, and that kind of made me sad, so I had a mod that undid that. And so I was in a panic because I was in the middle of breeding a bunch of pals, and the update comes out and it breaks the mod, so like my breeding process kind of gets halted, and I was in the middle of breeding proper base pals, and yeah, so but luckily I got all my base pals done. Like I got really lucky and got the got the breeds that I need for the passives that I wanted. And so, even without the mod, I managed to complete what I was doing. But that, it just kind of stinks how that happens. I've been playing also with no food decay in Pal World, and I know that's like probably like a cheaty mod, technically, because food decay is like, you play around that a lot. But I don't know, I just got really tired of all my food decaying after making it, because it decays kind of fast. Oh, hold on, I accidentally fucked up my screen. There are pals in the new update now that, while you have them in your team, it lowers the rate in which food decays in your inventory, which is good. That is a good thing, but even then, like, I just find that the food decay is really annoying. I wish that there was an option in, like, the world settings to, like, get rid of food decay. I know that they added a setting for, like, durability, item durability. I think that's a little cheaty because we do have repair stations, so it's kind of unnecessary to to get rid of durability. But yeah, I would like to see a world setting where you can just get rid of food decay. That would be nice. Yeah, I will have to find another lithium spot. Dang it. Oh well. I'll just keep going here. But yeah, so I was panicking a little bit, but it's no big deal. It does kind of suck now because there are a couple of new pals that I want to try and breed proper passives for. But I'll have to like wait until the mod that I was using updates. Because as it is right now, breeding's like painful. Painful. Unless you already happen to have the traits that you're breeding for. Which I do not. Because again, they're brand new pals, so... So we'll see. I did also manage to do the Terraria content. I beat the Eye of Cthulhu, which is such a weird thing to say about Pal World. Like if I was talking about playing Terraria, it'd be like, oh yeah, beating Eye of Cthulhu, you just started a new save. But no, it's Pal World. Oh no, where did my thing go? Oh no. Where did it go? Did it fall through the floor? No way. Oh, there it is. Jesus Christ, man. I wish these things would just... I put it on the ground and it stays. Stay. Stop fucking moving around and stuff. But yeah, so I beat the Eye of Cthulhu. I caught it, though. And apparently you have to, like, defeat it. Like, you have to kill it for you to get the like, stuff you need to get to the Moon Lord. So I'll have to go back and do that again at some point, but that was fun. It was so surreal doing that Terraria content, as I have stated. I guess let's just do this patch. I know the other one's probably easier, but whatever. I started doing this one. So that was cool. I haven't done any fishing yet, though. Mainly because I didn't want to. I'm so tired of doing fishing minigames in all the games that I play. Which, that's a good thing about Astroneer, is there's no fucking fishing. Thank God for that. But I just wasn't in a fishing mood, so I'll have to do that at some other point. I have noticed that they've started making the new ores and metal bars that they've released more and more difficult to obtain. Like, at first we had the chromium, and now we have coralite. And not that I'm complaining, I think having rarer ores is needed. Because it's kind of easy to get everything as it is right now in the game. Like, even the chromium is really easy once you know how to get it. Oh, is that it for the lithium up here already? Man, that was fast. Oh, good thing we have another... Well, we have quite a bit over here, actually. I think that's the laterite symbol. It sucks that the lithium and laterite symbol are basically the exact same. Alright. Let's carry you over here carefully so that you don't fall into the pit again. Looks like this one's going to be a nice vein for us. But yeah, I haven't done fishing yet. I mean, I was talking about how coralite like is a lot more difficult to get. Like chromium is still kind of easy to get once you know how to get it, and then coralite is really difficult because you must fish for it, and you have to fish up like the new treasure chests or whatever the heck they're called. Using treasure maps, and getting treasure maps in of itself is also kind of rare. But you can do some missions and get a couple of treasure maps from those missions, so that's kind of nice. I'm just going to fill up my backpack with lithium as well. But the problem is that right now there's not much use for coralite. I'm sure the next major update that they release, they're going to like have new armor that takes coralite or whatever. But right now it's just for making like weapons and making the better crafting station, and those are just entirely unnecessary. I thought this was going to be a good vein, but no, it was taken over entirely by this fucking laterite. Son of a bitch. But yeah, maybe at some point I'll get a kick to do some fishing, and I'll load up Pal World and do the fishing stuff. But the other cool thing was the new base building material, the clean stuff made from polymer. That looks really awesome. I like that. Oh, there's more lithium over there that I didn't see. But the new polymer base building material is really cool. I like the design of that. I was a little bit bummed out with the choice that we have now, because when I build my bases on the outside, I like to have the toughest material because, you know, your structures take damage and stuff can get destroyed. So I usually shell my base in like metal material, but the metal base building material doesn't look good at all with the Japanese building material. It looks really weird. And so I was like, man, if we had like a better base building material that was tough as metal, that looked better with the Japanese stuff, then it would be better. And now we do. I'm pretty sure the polymer material is tougher than than metal, so, and it looks nicer with the Japanese style, so that's good. Man, there was some lithium up here. See, it is all over the place. It's just I was blind, I guess. And I believe this is our way out. Over right here. But yeah, so I was having fun redesigning my base a little bit in Pal World the other day as well. So it's good. I really like Pal World. It's a nice game, especially considering the way Pokemon has been. Holy crap. I used to be a huge fan of Pokemon. Like, Jesus Christ, another hidden lash leaf. I hate that. But yeah, I used to be a huge fan of Pokemon when I was, like, Pokemon was one of the very first games I ever played. Like, one of the only, I think the first game I ever owned in my entire life was Pokemon Ruby for the Mini Micro. I had a Mini Micro. No, I think I had a regular Game Boy. I traded in the Ruby and the Game Boy for a Mini Micro. So I used to be a huge fan of Pokemon, but ever since, like, it started in X and Y, but like ever since Sun and Moon, I just hated every single game that they've released, and so I'm not really a Pokemon fan anymore, and I haven't been buying their products recently because their games just suck. Like it's just a bunch of wasted potential whenever you look at Pokemon. It's wasted potential and too little too late is the problem that I have with it. It's just frustrating, a lot of the things that they do. And so, Pal World being an alternative, like, there's tons of monster taming games out there, but, like, Pal World was the one that was like, okay, I'm done with Pokemon, Pal World's gonna be my thing now. So, I'm just really happy that Pal World has been not like abandonware, you know? Like, the devs actually do want to work on it. I'm happy that it got really popular, because it gave the devs motivation to keep working on the game, and I'm happy that they still do want to work on it. I'm sure that their collaboration with Relogic to make the Terraria, the Terraria collaboration, like, I'm sure that gave them a lot of motivation too, especially considering they're like in the middle of the lawsuit with Nintendo now, which they should win. I don't see a reason why Nintendo should be able to get away with what they're trying to do. So yeah, I'm just happy that Pal World's in the position that they're in right now. So now we've gone and got our lithium. We've completed our mission. Eyes on lithium. We have a new mission to make a medium battery, which will give us a large wind turbine and a large solar panel, which they require these spots here. So let's do that. It's kind of a waste to make a medium battery. Right, because the reason being is that we have large batteries now. But you know, whatever. Let's do it. Before the literally most recent update, medium batteries were the best, so unlocking them wasn't a big deal, but that's fine. Let's make our medium battery here. Medium generator, medium battery, lithium and zinc. Grab that, grab this. And boom. Medium battery. And I might as well unlock the large battery as well. Oh, I need more bytes for that. Wow, that is expensive. Oh well. We'll get those bytes back soon enough once our glacial research comes through again. So we get a free wind and solar. You might as well start trashing these then. Put that bad boy up. We also have a large solar. We don't have places to put it though. Damn, that sounded sick. Did you hear that? Shing shing! So that's a little bit annoying that this takes up the same amount of spots as those two medium wind turbines, but those two medium wind turbines made the same amount of power. That's a little annoying, but oh well. Should we make some more platforms, I wonder? I already can tell that I need to make a... where is it in here? I need to make another large storage silo, because I'm out of room for resource canisters over here, so... Let's grab... We are going to need to go get some iron, too, at some point, eh? Yeah, basically, like, right now we need to go get more. We need that, we need 3 carbon. I know I have an extra one over here. We also need some more argon, I think. Do we? Yeah. So I think a trip to Glacio pretty soon is in the cards for us. When we go back to Glacio, we will want to bring all the things we need to get another smelting furnace set up there. I know that we still need to do that. I honestly might even want to set up like an iron smelter on that planet too, so we'll need a couple of smelters to bring with us. So I think that's what we'll work towards next. That way we won't need to bring the iron here and smelt it, we can just smelt it on that planet, and then also if we have iron set up there, we can also automatically do steel at some point. On Glacio. So let's see. we will need 2 more medium generators. Now that we have the wolfram for it. 2 aluminum, 2 tungsten. This is our tungsten here. This is our aluminum here. Oops. If you don't hover over specifically the resource, you end up just like doing this. Which is annoying. And you can tell whenever you do this, sometimes it like removes the highlight on the top of the canister and you have to like manually put the thing to get the highlight back. As I'm sure you've seen when I've gone mining. So annoying when that happens. Okay, 2 generators. 1. Let's grab this. Put it on here. Now we're super Gucci on storage. And the cool thing is like once all the slots on this silo is filled up, we won't need to pull these canisters off anymore to get the resources that we want. Put that there and put this here. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. I can leave this here, I guess. Ooh, we can also maybe, just for now, put our solar up. I'm probably going to want to put down another spot for that somewhere else, though. But okay, 1 generator, 2 generators. I'm going to need another platform. Large platform B. Ooh, I might not have enough room over here. Because I put all my lithium over here. I like barely have enough room. But now that I have the medium battery, you can see it stores 512 units of power and it produces 5 U's per second. So this is like better than 5 of these small batteries, so I could probably destroy these now. I can actually probably destroy, now that I have the large solar, I can destroy all this small stuff now for scrap, which will help us with some storage space as well. So yes, our power is going to be down a little bit, but we have our large solar, we have our large wind turbine, and we have a large, or a medium battery now, so all of this stuff can get scrapped. Okay, so we have our platform B down. I'm going to need to make another one of those because I need 2 smelters. One for another power setup and one for smelter for the iron, so I'm also going to need to get more resin. Oh, I need a canister here. We should make a canister, I think. Do we have it unlocked? Tamper, oxygen tank, small canister. Need 1 resin for it. Would you look at that? Back to here. That way I won't need to use my canisters on my gun anymore for this. Okay, resin. There we go. So I need another platform B. I need 2 smelters. Which also takes resin. Of course it does. Everything takes fucking resin. I think I'm gonna do that. We actually don't really need this research chamber anymore. So I'm going to destroy it. And now we have a platform free up here. Wow, crazy. Let's go ahead and move our solar over there. There you go. I can also move my battery over there. Wow, this produces 1 less power than the wind turbine. That's crazy. That's crazy. Let's keep doing this here. So yeah, we have a full 8 ammonium ready to go here, as well as some extra in here now. It's crazy how quickly the scrap kind of catches up. Okay, let's make our smelters. We need 2 of them. We're probably going to need even more resin. We only need 1 more platform, so maybe not. Oh, we do need a medium. We need another medium platform, so let's... That takes 1 resin. We might barely have enough resin for this. Like that. We need another arm. We need another tapper, which we do have here. We also need another seed. Go ahead and throw this one that I collected down. The reason why I'm planting these is because I'm pretty sure I need them for other stuff later. I'm actually going to destroy this, I think. Spine Lily. We might need Spine Lily, but it's okay. I can just go to another planet when that happens. But these ones I do think we need for sure. So we have a tapper. We need an arm as well. Just aluminum and graphite. I picked that up knowing that I don't need that anymore. I haven't had the chance to go out and grab the other tethers off screen yet, so... I need aluminum. I'm also probably going to have to go out and get more graphite soon. Graphite. Oh, yeah. Actually, I might do that. I might go do some off-screen grinding. Once I smelt all this, or craft all this stuff I need. Another platform B. Yeah. Put this on here. Grab the arm. And yeah, finish the platform, and then we should have everything for Glacio. Yeah. Oh yeah, I need to bring this to Glacio too, right? No, that's the wrong thing. I need to go get copper first. Print an RTG. Oh. Let me think. So, I could probably print one of those RTGs. I think what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to go off screen. I have been recording for a while, so I do need to split up this recording somehow. But I think I'm going to go off screen. I'm going to fill that resource canister with graphite. Not that I really need it at this very moment, but I just want it to be full because in case I need packages or something. So I'm going to go get graphite, and then I'm also going to get copper. By the way, I don't think I've shown copper yet. I wonder if is there even any copper around here? Let's just go up here really quick and see. If you need copper, by the way, you just go to the mountains. It should be very obvious what the copper is. Oh, there's some over here. We'll just do this really quick then. This is what copper looks like right here, malachite. And they spawn in the mountainous areas of Silva. But yeah, once I'm done getting this copper here, I'm just going to grab 3 for the mission. I'm going to go fill up that canister with graphite. I'm also going to go remove all the tethers that I have in the ground. Since I can do that off screen. And then yeah, once I do that and I have full graphite, we'll be able to go to Glacio and set up the stuff that I've mentioned, so... Let's grab one more. I need to smelt this for the mission too, so I'm also just going to smelt that off screen. And yeah. So I guess the next clip will be me coming back with graphite and cleaning up, having finished cleaning up the tethers. Oh yeah, fun stuff. This game is a relaxing game. You're supposed to like put this on, play it, throw up some music or whatever, and relax. That's the whole point. So I think that's what I'm gonna do right now. I gotta enjoy myself too, right? I like recording for you guys, but I also want to enjoy myself as well. So I'm gonna take the advantage to do that. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. Okay, I've returned from my mining trip. I found a really, really good graphite ore node. It's not even tapped, and I got this entirely filled up. I had this, and I'm pretty sure I could probably fill another one of these, honestly, with what was left there. It was quite the node to find. So, oh yeah, I need to make another one of those. I have scrapped my other shredder, my medium one there, so I have another spot for storage. Yeah. Okay, so while I was gone, I did what I said. I cleaned up all my tethers. I got some graphite. And I smelted the copper that we got. So I believe now that mission is done, right? Digging deeper malachite. And that should give me... Yes, I need to bring this to Glacio. Yeah, Snowpiercer. And this will be the train objectives to do these. So, and I do believe that I need to bring these with me as well. Okay, let's put this storage down. Yay, extra storage. We like extra storage. And then also... Why is it doing that? I'm not standing in the circle. Is it because my camera? Is it based on your camera? That is really annoying. Let's do this then. Get it really out of the way. Yay. Well, we might as well put these in storage then. You can see it keeps happening. I keep getting carbon in my inventory on accident. Okay, so now we should have everything to go to Glacio. We have these. This is going to be part of the quest later. 2 smelters, 2 platform Bs, 2 generators. I guess I need to bring my iron thing as well. And also, I'm going to need to bring another one of these empty resource canisters for the furnace setup there. So let's make another one of those. Plastic and glass. Good thing I have tons of carbon. Plastic and glass. This copper won't be used for much for a while. I think I might need it for some of the train stuff, I think. Like, that's why you need to go gather copper in order to unlock the train stuff. Because I'm pretty sure you need copper to make some of the train stuff, but it's not that big of a concern at the very moment. So let's make this medium resource canister. Another thing I did on my tractor is I got rid of the wind turbine here, and the 2 solar and the battery, because the QTRTG, the extra one we had, on its own can power the entire tractor, so we don't need anything but this now. Which frees up 3 double slots for whatever I want, which honestly at this point doesn't really matter that much, because as I keep saying that I probably will be doing soon, I need to, I shouldn't have opened that. You know what, I'm going to, doesn't matter. No, it doesn't. um, yeah, as I keep alluding to, I'm probably going to be retiring the tractor pretty soon-ish. Maybe when I get back from Glacio, I will. But, yeah, so this is... I'm pretty sure I'm good to go. So let's head over to Glacio. Zoom out. It's been a while since we've been here, since we set up the research. Well, it's been a while for me, anyway. Although, it's been a while for you guys, too, I suppose. But luckily, we have our landing pad, so we won't have to forget where we landed again. There it is. Right there. Yay. Oh, this is not the right landing pad. Oh, I see. Well, since we're here, let's grab this stuff that's here. Oh, I guess it does need a 4. I can't grab that. I can grab this one, too. I have extra wind turbines now. Power cells, Lamau. Man, this game, I swear. That's okay. We had an odd number of launches anyway. This will even it back out again. Some free iron? I will take that. I will happily take some free iron. Clay, I don't really need that. Alright, well, let's... The goddamn fake landing stations, man. It's here. It's on the other side of that. Here we go. This is the right spot. Jesus. Oh, dumb. It's dumb. It's dumb. Okay, well, I guess we had an extra platform here anyway. Oh well. Okay, smelter. Let's grab this. So we need to set up our second plant thing. So I guess we can set it up here. It's probably the right thing to do. Our arm, our medium, and our plant. Let's plop this down. Medium platform. And the arm. We'll set up the arm first so that we know where to plant the plant. Where to plant the plant. Incredible English. Here, I think. I suppose we can set up the smelter too, so we know we're actually getting it the right spot. Actually, I guess we could just have it face that way. So, lock that. Green to blue. Turn that on. Connect these together so that it has some power. Grab the tapper, the medium generators. And now we should be able to fully sustain automatic and constant argon generation. Once this is set up, of course. Turn that on. No, don't do that. I forgot that it does that. And now we wait for that to grow. And then we'll be good to go. So we can set up our second smelter while we're waiting. Platform B. And smelter. So again, the idea behind this smelter is that I like go mining for iron, and I come back and I put the raw iron on this platform, and it smelts it into the processed iron. So we can already put the processed iron on the thing here. Okay, so yeah, let's go do a little bit of mining here. I'm gonna probably mute myself. I mean, we have a spot right here. It probably shouldn't take too long. Actually, you know what? Maybe I won't mute myself. Delicious iron. My favorite. Oh yeah. Make sure that this plant is growing as well. Sometimes when you walk away from the plant, it stops growing for whatever reason, so... You'll tell it's done growing because when you hover over it, it'll say harvest. So yeah, the other thing we're going to do while we're here is set up this train. That's what this is. It's a train docking station. We'll have to find a good spot to put it, though, because there's like a... But we finally get to start doing some train stuff now, which will be fun. Trains are probably, as I've said before, they're probably the most exciting thing. It's what basically everybody looks forward to when they play this game. Because it's just really good for like long distance material transport. Maybe I'll just wait for this to finish growing while I'm right by it, just to make sure. But yeah, trains are really good for like long distance item transport. So like, you know, we've dug up all the iron that's in our immediate vicinity here. Like once we get done with that patch, we have that patch over there, and then we have some up here, it looks like. And then we'll be done with the iron in our immediate vicinity. So eventually we'll need trains to be set up that'll take us all the way over there. And then also on top of that, eventually we can set up these auto extractors. And what you do is you place them on the ground and you give them power. So we'll need to find a way to get power to them eventually. But you set them up, you give them power, and they will automatically extract the resources from the ground for you. And on top of that, they give you extra resources too. Like, they give you somewhere around 10 times the amount of resources you would have got if you just manually dug it up. So getting auto extractors set up at some point soon would be ideal. Right now, I'm not too worried about it. This planet is full of iron. But at some point soon, I would like to set up an auto extractor. Ideally, I set up the auto extractor at this spot over here. I totally forgot to put the tapper. It was done growing, and I was like, okay, I can leave now. No, I need to put this on. I'll wait for this to get full of carbon. Like, once the generators are going, I will set this to be automatically constantly going, I think, with argon. I can also take these tethers away, can't I? Because I don't need tethers no more. So let's go grab these down here. Give me tether. Yes. Because we don't need oxygen no more. And then we can put this on the back of our ship to take home and scrap. Yay. Okay, we have one generator going. Let's go ahead and throw our iron in and come back and check again. We actually, I'm pretty sure we only need the one generator going. We have enough power now for it. If you don't wait for this entirely to, like, if you don't wait for the hologram to pop up here, you accidentally pick up the thing and it gets rid of the hologram, and it's so annoying. Alright, make me some argon. And back to digging up iron. So I think... yeah. Ooh, I'm getting a little bit hungry. I should have maybe got some food when I last made a cut. Oh well. Oh well, we'll get some food later. Just because I'm sitting here mining, I'm thinking about food now. What will I even eat? I don't know. I don't really have food to eat. I want to save that. That's a really good ore spot, so maybe I'll try and dig up over here. What's a good thing for me to eat? I suppose I can make some toast. Yeah, that sounds like it'll be good. Some toast. Some peanut butter toast. A classic, really. And then for supper tonight, I'm pretty sure I'm having hamburgers and poutine, so that'll be good. Yummy, yummy. I guess I will have to go to this resource spot over here. That kind of stinky. Oh well, it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, I do live in Canada, so poutine is kind of a thing for us here. Although everything's homemade, like we're having homemade hamburgers and homemade poutine, so it's a little bit more healthy than what it usually is. But yeah, that sounds like good for my meals for today. Some peanut butter toast to tie me over until we have some hamburgers and poutine. Man, this is one hell of a rich resource spot. Not that I'm complaining. I just wish I could have saved this for the extractor, though. Maybe I can save the top half for the extractor, just dig this bottom half here. Oh yeah, fill up on some iron here. That way we can have a ton of iron to bring back home. I guess, I did not bring the materials to automatically make steel here. I think that'll be like the next time I come here. I'll be like ready to set up auto extractors, and then I can also bring stuff to automatically set up steel as well. I didn't need to take that much iron, that's okay. Having extra iron is no big deal. Because yeah, I can just set up like a thing to automatically make iron and then also have steel. That way anytime I need steel I can just bring back a whole canister of steel. Yeah. So now we're getting argon automatically. I need to turn this on. And I should be, so together with these two generators going at the same time, we're producing 36 units of power per second. The arms take 1 each, so that means we have 34 left, and the furnaces, while they're on, take 10 each. So that's another 15. So that brings us down below 20 again, but the furnaces are not always on. So essentially, whenever the furnaces are off, we will be producing 34 units of power, so that's more than this. And then when one furnace is on, that is 29 units of power. So we can have all 3 of these and then just be barely under enough for the atmospheric condenser, but that's totally fine. The next time we come here, we might set up some wind turbines, because we will need a little bit of extra power for setting up the chemistry plant for automatically making steel. But yeah, we can bum off the carbon here, and yeah, because we could just take the carbon from these and the iron from these, so I guess we'll set up the chemistry plant here. Ooh, but how do we get, oh man, I guess probably here and then arm it over, I don't know. We could do it like an arm chain to get it to the chemistry plant, I suppose. But yes, let's start doing the train stuff now. We have to figure out a good spot to put this. So if you look at this, we have the little house here. That's not a big deal. The big thing is that this right here is where like the train is going to go through the docking station here. So let's see. I think maybe we're going to want to set it up over here like this. I think. Oh, I just realized, do we have power extenders at all? Ooh, we don't. Oh. I might have to make a scuff setup here because this thing's gonna need power as well. So I guess like that we'll have to do. And then I can let the rail go this way and this way. Is it because I'm standing here, or is it because of this thing? There we go. Sometimes you have to finesse it a little bit. I don't think I can reach. Oh, I can. Just barely. Just barely. And this automatically connects here. That's kind of nice. Nice little jingle for us here. So now we have Snowpiercer. We get a free QTRTG out of that. That's nice. Can put that here for now. So next we have Wind Up and Logistical Chip. So this is what we saved this mission for, the Exo Chips +3, because it'll give us Exo Chips here that we can put into this slot. And then we also need to put wind turbines, which is what we grabbed from our Silva base. So we put those on, we complete this mission, we get some bites. Logistical Chip, so let's accept this reward. Stop doing that. Exo Chips. Of course, we will put these on here, and then we just take this one and put it over here. Attached to the side of this building here. Then we can complete that for some more bites. Then we have Back on Track, use data log on Logistics Depot, Glacio to request supports, and we will get the Railpost schematic bundle, and we will get a rail engine for that, which is really nice. So all we have to do is come here, open this, and authorize. And this is just like some story stuff. It's kind of boring, honestly, but if you want to read it, you can read all that stuff. Kind of adds, if you want some story in this game that is bereft of story, you can do that. Place a rail engine on the Logistics Depot, we can do that, and print a rail post bundle. So I believe we can't do that. We'll have to go back to Silva for that. Rail post bundle, resin and aluminum. We might be able to do that here. Maybe. Let's go see if there's aluminum down here at all in our cave. There is for sure. Well, there's actually some right here. Because then we won't need to go back to Silva for this, which is fine. We'll need a ton of rail posts anyways, so yeah. We can bum off our smelter setup briefly while we're here. Slap that on there. And we have to go find some resin. There should be some resin on the surface somewhere in here. Compound down there. What is that? I think that's titanium sticking out of the ground. Let's just go for a little jog. Why not? That's probably not titanium. That's a plant, I think. Yeah. Let's go for a little jog. There should be resin on the surface. There it is, right there. We'll print a rail post bundle for this mission. It's actually a lot of resin over here. Not that I'm complaining. Resin is basically what you need to build bases, so the more access you have to it, the better off you will be. Assuming we want to like extend our base here. I mean, we would be able to, at this point, replicate the base that we have on Silva to a degree. Like, I'm pretty sure we might have everything we need to just like build our own chemistry lab. I might look into that. in a little bit. I mean, I want to do this train stuff first. Okay, grab our aluminum. This can go back to smelting iron. Make our rail posts. And then we got a rail car engine as a reward here, I thought, didn't we? Right, didn't we? Schematic rail engine. Oh, I need to make a rail engine? Oh, I thought we got one. That sucks. Rail engine. Let me see. Is that a large printer thing? It is. Dang. That's what you need the copper for! So we will have to go back to our, we will have to go back to Silva. Rail junction bundle. Yeah. It's a little annoying that we have to go back to Silva, but that's not the worst thing ever either. Let's see. It's weird that we didn't get that schematic. We should probably unlock this, though. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna need a chemistry lab, ceramic glass, tungsten, so I will need to go back for that anyway. Chemistry lab. I'm gonna need some arms as well. I need at least 3. Probably more, even. I mean, unless I want to fuck around with this setup a little more, I guess I could. An arm to go here, arm to go here, arm to go here. And just have it in the center. I could do that, I guess. So we're full up on iron. Let's take this back with us. How's our argon going? I guess I'll leave that go for a little bit. Let's actually take a couple of these with us. Okay, I guess we could also take power extenders, that way we won't need another large platform with us. Although, maybe we will need another large platform, because if I plan on making a base here, just having this stuff here would be nice, I suppose. Okay, so I need a chemistry lab, a large platform B, honestly, like a large battery as well would probably not be a bad idea. Do we have enough bytes to unlock it? Not quite. Though I can get enough bytes for that. Let me see. How much is it for these rail station things? Because I will want to make more of these rail cards. I already unlocked it, so let's go. Okay, let's go to the cave really quick and pick up some extra bytes. We can do this really, really fast. Just so I can unlock this large battery and bring one back. Because the large battery will help when I'm overloading all my power. I'll be able to have the battery going and collecting some extra, like the excess power. When I'm not overloading the system, the excess power will be stored in large battery, and then when I am overloading the system, like when all my furnaces are going, the battery can help with the power. And then I can set up those 2 extra wind turbines we managed to snag as well. Is that enough? It probably is, yeah. I ain't gonna spend too much time down here. I could probably go through and pick up all of these tethers that are on the ground again. Oh crap, is this the way out? I hope it is. It would probably even help me to pick up these tethers so that I don't get so confused, because this place is loop-de-doop hell. I think this is the right way anyway. But I kind of want to leave them for now. They're already confusing as it is. I'll probably pick them up eventually. We'll see. It's not like I'm dealing with lag problems anyway. If I was, I probably would go through and pick them up. Okay, so I kind of want to leave this packager here. I might as well. I'm going to also make sure that these are properly sorted as well. The auto arms. Yeah, so I'm going to need another platform. And let's set up this wind turbine, at least one of them. Right here. Another platform for the chemistry lab. I'm going to need another resource canister, and I'm going to need the chemistry lab itself. Okay. That seems good to me. And then, of course, I have stuff I can break into. Okay, let's go back to Silva. I need to make a rail car as well. A rail car, rail engine. I'm also running a little bit low on fuel. I'll have to remember to put some hydrazine on the rocket. Again, if you are new to this game, honestly, keeping a notepad so that you can remember all the stuff you need to be making and grabbing is not a bad idea. I should be able to remember everything, although we know how well that goes. Okay, do some... And honestly, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to leave some fuel on the rocket. But that's not really necessary. I don't think. Maybe it is. Maybe I will, just because. It'll stop you from getting stranded. Which the last thing you want is to get stranded. Trust me. Okay, let's throw this in here. You cannot destroy firework rockets, unfortunately, so... But we can destroy all this other junk. For whatever reason, my my shredder doesn't make sound anymore. I don't know why that is. I think like if I reload the game, it might fix it, but I'm gonna leave the extra chips on my ship for now. Okay, so large battery. Let's do that first. Lithium and zinc. 1, 2, and a zinc nugget over here. Give me that. And you'll get to see the power of these big boys. So, our medium batteries can store 512 units of power and produces 5 units of power per second, so you can last about 102 seconds on draining the medium batteries before it runs out, and it provides 5 units of power per second. Just keep that in mind while that is printing. Drop off my argon while I'm here as well. Okay. Maybe making some more rail posts wouldn't be a bad idea either. Actually, I need arms, don't I? Let's do that first. Graphite and aluminum, right? Where's my aluminum? Here. I need how many? 2? 3. I need 3 arms. 1 for the carbon, 1 for the iron, 1 for the argon. Okay, so you remember that stuff I said about the battery. Now let's take a look at this large battery. It stores 8,192 units of power and produces 25 units of power as long as it has a charge per second. So it's 5 times better at outputting power and more than 10 times better at storing power. And it takes up only like a 4 slot. So it technically takes up double the amount of space as a medium battery, but it stores and produces way more. And the reason why that's prudent is because medium batteries you can put on your storage silos, whereas these large batteries you can't because they take up a 4 slot. So realistically, technically, medium batteries are still better than large batteries because you can put them on a storage silo, and a storage silo can go in a 4 space, right? Same as a large battery. However, now that we have large batteries, it's kind of a waste to do that. Okay, so we have our large battery. We have an arm. I need to make 2 more. Put these back on. Good thing I went out and got more graphite. Okay, I need another platform. So let's do that. Let's also put our soil in, because I know we have some. Okay, so arms. I'm also going to need platforms for these arms. So I'm going to need 3 resin. Let's queue up some more resin here. Okay. And we're also going to need our chemistry lab. So let's grab this, put this on here. Chemistry lab. Ceramic, glass, and tungsten. Okay. Smelt some glass. We have ceramic, and I need tungsten. Okie dokie, put that up. Now I also need a canister. Medium resource canister. Glass and plastic, so let's queue up another one of these. And this is meant to hold the steel, so I'm probably also gonna... I actually probably want to make 2 of these, because these canisters. Because I'm gonna want a resource canister with iron to come here, and then I also want one with steel, so I'm gonna need like more. I'm gonna need 2 canisters. You'll see why. You'll see why. Okay, our chemistry lab is done. Let's throw that on here. Right, because as it is right now, if you think about Glacio, right? As it is right now, we have 1 resource canister on Glacio that's meant for the raw iron. This is supposed to take the smelted iron and bring it home. But we only have 1 canister there. So, if you want to fill up like a canister of iron, we will have to bring this back to Glacio. Or we could bring another canister there. That way I can store the iron. Oh, hold on. Let me think. Hold on, let me think. I have to be very careful here. Maybe we don't need it, now that I think about it. Yeah, I don't think we need it. I don't think we need it. Yeah. Because we don't need to fill up another canister with raw iron. We just need to fill up a canister with specifically steel. Okay, okay. I was very close to making a mistake here, but that's okay. Well, it wouldn't be a mistake, because I could just, you know, it would be an extra canister. We have the resources to make another canister anyway, and that's... Having more canisters is never a bad thing. So actually, let's make our other canister, and let's just have it with us. Because you could never go with too many canisters. So we have our platform, we have our 3 arms, we have power storage. Let's actually take a look at our chemistry lab and see. 10 use of power, so I have to have those. Okay. Because the problem with doing this setup is that it's going to really front load our power to the smelters. Like, our smelters are going to be constantly running now, basically. So... as well as our atmospheric condenser is going to be running quite a bit too. Although once it's full, it might be fine. Let's just test to see if what we have now is enough to run the setup. Okay, and then also before we go, I need a rail car, a rail engine. And honestly, some extra rail and cars wouldn't be bad either. This is for rail posts. Rail posts. Getting rail posts is not a bad idea. I'm probably going to get some... where are they? I'm probably going to unlock these tall ones as soon as I can get them. Which won't be for a little bit yet, because I need some bytes back. But when you're putting down rails, use the tall ones. Don't use the small ones. They cost the exact same to make them. The difference between the tall ones and the small ones is that the tall rail posts put the rails in the air a little bit, so that you can like walk underneath them, and it's not like in the way. You'll see what I mean once we start setting up trains. The small ones will have to do for now, though, because I can't unlock the tall ones. So let's just make one more. They take aluminum and resin. Make one more, just so that we have it, and then I need to make a rail engine. Resin, aluminum, and copper. That's what we smelted the copper for. Okay. Buggy, I don't want a buggy, I want this. And then how many rail cars are we gonna get as a reward? 2? I think I need to make 3 more. Trains can have, including the engine part of it, trains can be 6 cars long. So 1 engine and 5 cars long. We get 2 as a reward. So I'm going to make 3 more to make the train as long as possible. And trust me, you are going to want to do that. You'll see why. So what does it take for the cars? 2 resin, 1 aluminum. Let's maybe print some more resin. I need 3 aluminum. Not that I can, my backpack's full. There. This will be nice to have our steel set up, though, by the way. It'll be really nice. Because now we won't have to worry about bringing it here at all. You know, I grabbed some argon to bring here. I'm realizing now I probably shouldn't have done that. Argon's only made for making steel, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. And we're gonna have a spot to make argon, so we might as well bring these back with us. We might not have enough space for all this shit now, though. That's okay, we can carry some stuff in our backpack. So let's just repeat that. This on here. Oh yeah, we'll have enough space. It's here. I might actually want to make another one of these rail post bundles. You can never have too many, especially if you know that you're going to be putting down a lot of rails to go long distances. So I even though it is the small ones, which kind of stink, because I want the tall ones, I am going to make a bunch of these small ones. Actually, you know what I am going to do? How much do I need? I need like 500. Right? 500 bytes. Maybe I'll go down to the mine really quick and grab some bytes off of the thingy-majiggies. Off of the rocks. That way I'll have, what is that, like 3 sets of small rails, which will be more than enough that I'll ever need. And then I can make a bunch of tall ones, like 4 or 5 of them or whatever. Look how dark it is in this cave now without our tethers. Maybe it would be smarter to go and like look at the mountains instead, because the mountains have research samples on them too. I could grab one of these too, but I trashed my research station, if you remember. You know what? I am going to go to the mountains instead. I don't want to get lost down here. I thought there was more research samples at the start here. That's why I came down here. Huh. I guess not. That's okay. The research samples that are at the mountains on Silva are basically the same. Like, you'll get the same amount of bytes out of them as going down to the caves research samples. And then while I'm running, I can also maybe grab, if they have some samples off the bushes, since we're running this way anyway. I used up all my bytes on those fucking... I should have grabbed a little more on Glacio before I came back. Oh well, that's okay. Sometimes that's just what happens when you play Astroneer. Your progress gets halted by research. It happens. But then again, I didn't need to unlock that large battery. I didn't need to. But I wanted to. Because it's incredible and I want to use it. Basically, the idea behind the large batteries is you'll need 1 per base, and then you never have to worry about battery storage ever again. Because it stores so much battery power, and it produces a lot of power as well for your machines. We're at 500. We need another 250. And the thing about those button repeaters is that you could set them up on Silva as well. You can set them up on any planet. It doesn't have to be Glacio. So if you're really early on and you found that you've gotten yourself a bunch of zinc and stuff, but you're not ready to go to Glacio, but you really need research, you can just print a bunch of button repeaters and like go to the mountains here and find places where you can set that stuff up. And we have it. Sweet. We're getting ever closer to that one mission. Ow. But since we already have stuff set up on Glacio, I'm not going to bother setting it up on any other planet. There's no reason to. And again, I could just like AFK. I can just let my computer run at this point and I can get as many bytes as I'll ever need. So how many sets of tall rails do I want to make? Maybe like 3 or 4? Really making use of our shuttle storage here. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3. Let's make 4. Why not? Why not? We're gonna need all these rails eventually anyway. I need these rails on Silva here. I need these rails on Silva because when I go to move base, once I go to move base over to this black spot, which honestly, we're kind of coming up on that soon. Why isn't it printing? We're kind of coming up on that soon. Once we complete all the train stuff on Glacio, we will have to go to another planet and do it on that planet too. And then once we complete that planet, we will for free unlock this recipe here, the rail station. And the rail station will allow us to put down rail stations wherever we want, rather than just that special one that we have on Glacio right now. And once we can... What the heck? Where did my rail car go? Did you see that? Oh, it went there? This game, I swear. But yeah, we're gonna want those rail stations because I believe that whenever you, like, quit the game and come back, well, that might not be true. But, like, this base is permanent here, and this is supposed to be, like, the game's... Like, okay, this is your starting spot. If anything ever happens, you're supposed to spawn here. Because, like, this shelter and this landing pad are impossible to move. So we will want to have a station here so that we can come back here whenever we want, even though eventually we're going to be packaging up a lot of this stuff and hauling it over to the new base. But, yes. So I think we have everything for Glacio now, so let's go. We're going to be spending a lot of time on Glacio. Well, quote-unquote a lot of time. And then, yeah, there's another planet we'll have to go to do train stuff. I'm not looking forward to that. The other planet that we have to go to sucks. Alright, we have to not get bamboozled this time by our landing spot, because there's that fake one now. This one here. I think they have... Oh, they don't have different icons. That one's really close to it, hey? But we know that our landing spot is, like, right on top of the natural landing spot now, so... We know where to go now. Okay, so... We have to move this here... and attach this like this now. Kind of. So let's set up our like logistics first so that we know what the fuck we're doing. Platform and chemistry lab. And then let's also clear up this for our battery, so that we can get that charging right away. And look at this big chunker. Look at this big boy. Damn. That's gonna take a while to charge. So because everything's connected here, we might as well detach this and attach it like that. I think. Sorry if I'm hitting my mic. I'd like scratch my face and doing some noob stuff. Okay, let's see. So our chemistry lab's gonna be like out here, kinda, because we need our arms to be in between spots here. So let's grab this, unpack it. Don't turn it on right away, not that. Filter it with carbon. That way it'll only grab the carbon off of that smelter. Since we don't have a lot of space, let's try and keep things tight. And that'll put it right on into this system here. Let's make it so that it's only ever going to be steel. Okay. Let's set up our second thing here. Actually, snag this. Now that we have infinite argon here, we probably... Ooh. I'm probably actually going to move this here. Because we don't really need this anymore, this medium gas canister. Full of argon, because this is automatic steel setup. So let's... Since that's the case, we might as well just kind of stick this on here. We can use this as a filter. Can move this back a bit, I think. Oh, it might be stuck. I love when that happens. I don't love when that happens, I lied. But I love when that happens, you know. So really, I could have, like, downsized this platform, but that's okay. I think this needs to be out a little bit more. Yeah. Actually, let's fill this up. And just, I guess, whatever. For now, we will move this stuff here. That way it's not being taken up by slots. Actually, I know what goes there. Our storage thing. This thing will go there. This will store the steel for us. Okay. That means I can move this back over here. I could probably take this QTRTG with me now. That way I'm not wasting it on the needless stuff. Okay. Printer. So now, I mean, technically, it won't be like that right now, but technically the idea is that this will automatically feed into this machine here. It won't for a while, which is good because we kind of need the power at the moment. And then lastly, we need this guy set up. So we need this and this. And now, once this is set up, this should be automatic steel. As long as we have the iron input. Which we don't at the moment, but that's okay. We have some iron, so we'll be able to see it in action, I suppose. Unpack the arm. Make sure it's in range. That should be good. That should be good. Okay, everything's connected. Let's turn on the arm. Let's turn on this one. And there we go. Automatic steel. As long as we have raw iron on this slot here, automatic steel. Which I'm very happy about. Where did that go? Wait, where did our steel go? Did it go in here? It did go in there. Yes! Yes, it's working! So I'm not going to turn on this arm until this gas canister is totally out of argon, which will take a very long time. And then once this gas canister is out of argon, I'm going to take this machine away and put it somewhere else. Yay! Infinite steel! Quote-unquote infinite steel. I'm very happy. I don't know if you can tell. I'm very happy with this. Awesome. So, now let's set up our trains. So I think we have a quest to put a engine down over here. We are going to make it face this way. Because while we do have this like weird butt station here, I want the car to go this way because there's more shit over here I need to grab. Let's complete this mission and grab our 2 rail cars. Oops. This will also unlock a new mission for us to do on Glacio. I think it unlocks 2 missions for us to do. Reinstation. Nope, I have to do this first. Sightings. Just sightings? Oh, I see. Connected to a rail line. That's what this is, isn't it? I guess maybe not. Connect to the train, please. Thank you. Oh yeah, you know what? I totally forgot to bring power extenders too. And for some reason this rail car is being a pain in my butt. There we go. I totally forgot to bring power extenders too. Son of a bitch. It should be fine. You know what? I know how I can fix this. There. The rail car takes a bunch of power to run. It says 5. I'm pretty sure the more cars you have on, it takes more power. The wind turbines can help. The QTRTG is going to help. But even if you don't have the full power for the turbine, how did that get off my gun? Oh, I got this for free, didn't I? Right. So I didn't need to make a diamond. Oh well, that's not a big deal. I suppose I could maybe attach it to something. I forget. I don't know. Yeah. My point is that... Actually, you know what? I know how to fix this. I fix it like this. Whoops. Accidentally got an extra carbon in there. I fix it like this. There we go. Now I can take this back off again. Sweet. Okay. So now it wants me to connect to a rail station. So this right here is a rail station. But I guess this one doesn't count because it doesn't have like one of these orange things on it. So what we're going to need to do now is grab our rail post bundles. I guess let's grab tall ones. Oh, we have a bunch on us. Let's put our packager away. Tall, regular, rail junction. Let's put our packager away too. And tall. Okay. So to set up rails, they're kind of a pain because you have to leave them on the ground here and take them off your backpack. There's no like hotkey to set them up. But setting up, like placing down the rails themselves are super easy. So as long as there is a rail already set, it'll automatically determine how to connect it. All you have to do is put down the post itself, and the way you can tell where to place down your post is that it'll turn blue. That'll mean that it's basically at the maximum distance it can go. If it turns red, it means that the rail post is too far away, etc., etc. So, does this not count over here? Does this one not count either? No. So, the mission wants us to connect to one of these orange nodes. Technically, those are a node too, but it's being stingy, and I don't know why. There's another battery here. Small one. Not that it matters. You know what? I am going to pick it up, though. Because I can trash it. On Silva. Anyway, so let's go to this rail station over here. It is kind of important that we set up a station over here, because these crates here we're going to have to collect at some point. And in order to collect them, we'll need the train for that. Because manually dragging these crates across Glacio is really annoying. So I guess this counts as our mission. Apparently we don't need to connect it to our main train, but that's... I'm still going to connect this station with our train because... Like I said, we need to collect these crates. So... And yeah, these rails, they can go basically vertical as well. You can put some crazy turns and twists on your rail posts. Like, you can even... You could do full-on, like, 180 here if you wanted. They are very, very... what's the word for it? Like, they're incredibly allowant. They allow for some really tight design choices. It's the best way I can describe it. So, blue is the maximum. You kind of don't want it to, like, randomly have this little uplift, though. If you can help it. Just design-wise, you kind of want to keep the stuff level if you can help it. Should also, while I'm here, I should grab these two, because I can trash them as well. And yeah, so it's just really simple to set up trains. Which I'm thankful for, because trains are awesome in this game. So, these rails are not going to be permanent. I am going to pick these up at some point and reuse them, because like I said, we need to go to that other planet at some point. Pickle pod. I will replant those. Why not? But yeah, we need to do this on Glacio, and then we basically need to do this all over again on another planet at some point. So let's. I am gonna reuse these rails. It's eventually. So I'm not too concerned about how they look at the moment. And this should be the last one I need. Maybe? Maybe? Maybe not. Doesn't quite reach up here. It looks like it should, but it doesn't quite. Okay, that's about as far as that one can go. I can maybe drag this one a little bit more forward. There. Save me one rail post. Okay, so we completed that mission. We get a free trade platform out of that. Wow. I might as well leave that here on this planet, this trade platform. Because I did it again, you son of a bitch. Because I already... have a trade platform on Silva, I might as well leave this trade platform here in case I ever do want to make Silva like a permanent base. God, fuck this game, dude. Whatever. So we accepted that mission. Now we should get 2 more. And this is what the freight modules are. Those crates that I pointed out, we need to collect those crates, put them on our train, and bring them back to the station here. And then on top of that, we also need to grab 20 frozen argon. Those, like, red cubes that we've seen around. like over here. Those are frozen argon. We need 20 of those and bring them back to the base. Which is, I think, personally, I think that's a little egregious. Really, really, you did not need to put that many, in my opinion. Yeah, so for every car that you put on this, it takes one more unit of power to power it. But luckily we have tons of power being generated, so we can make the rail car as long as this. So let's go do these crates first. We need 10 of them, it said, I think. So let's just quickly dig these ones up. 2, 3. Dig up this one. I hope. There we go. When in doubt, just put down some land. 4, 5. We need one more after this, or we need to go find 5 more at another station after this. Which I think the other station that we connected to way over there has 5, so yeah. So because we need 20 argon, we are gonna have to dig a hole down to our cave system and connect to the rail post down there, because there is some frozen argon on the surface of the planet, as you've seen over there, but there's not a lot. You are basically forced to go into the mines. That kind of scared me a little bit. You're basically forced to go into the mines and set up rails down there. It kind of gets you used to setting up rails in the mines. I really hate it because you have to do a ton of digging, which is super annoying, but, you know, we have to do it. We have to do it as part of the mission. And the thing that I really hate is that we don't have to do this on Glacio. We also have to do this on another planet once we finish this one. We have to do this twice! Yay! Isn't that awesome? Isn't that incredible? Luckily for us, we finished this, these crate things. So I'm gonna go dock the train over at the station over there, and then I'm gonna run and pick up these rails. I don't need these rails to be connected over there anymore, and I can reuse them for going down to the mines. However, I'm not gonna be using the tall rails in the mines because they're too tall. I need to use the small ones. So let me run my ass all the way back over there. Oh, and something else, when you're... Maybe I shouldn't show this now, actually. But when you're building rails, whenever you have a rail system set up, if you hover over a rail post here, you can call like a train to you so that you can board it and like go back to a place you need to go. So once you have a rail system set up like on a planet properly, like once we have it set up on Silva properly, we will basically never get lost on the surface of the planet, and we'll be able to run wherever we want. As long as we're within a close distance to a rail, we'll be able to call a car over whenever we want. And it'll help us get back to base whenever we want to. So it's... The trains in this game are really well done. Being able to just automatically call whatever train over to a post that you're at is just awesome. It will take a little while, depending on how far away you are, for the car to get to you, but it's better than walking a lot of the times, you know? Okay, so we should probably actually put this... Which one am I using here? This one? Let's just set this back up again. So we need to have a rail go here and also do a turn. I think from here on I'm going to use the small rails. So let's grab, put this on our ship. Actually, let's make use of the small battery, why don't we? It's basically nothing compared to our large battery, but it, you know. Why not? Okay, let's grab our small rail posts. We are going to need a lot of them. Okay. Because we're faced over this way anyway, let's go grab these argon cubes that are over here first. I can actually show you how calling the rail car works doing this. It looks like this station's kind of topsy-turvy over here, so let's just make this the dead end over here. That's kind of funny. Alright, yeah, so I don't need to run all the way back to get the train. I can just hover over this and call it. And this little green circle here tells you how far, or how long you have to wait for the car to get to you. And see, boom. There we are. So let's pick up this argon cubes. The first time I ever did this, by the way, for this mission, I manually went down to the caves, I manually dug up a bunch of cubes, and I manually carried them all the way back to the station. All 20 of them. It was awful, let me tell you. It was really bad. But I just really did not want to set up rail systems in the caves. I didn't want to do it. But now that I know better, I'm gonna set up rails in the caves. It's just so much faster to be able to carry them back like this. So let's go back and pick up our post that we used, because we don't need to go back over here again. And so yeah, we just have to kind of dig out a huge space that goes down into the caves. So what I should do is this. So I have like a flat surface to work at. While I'm down here, it might be a good opportunity to pick up all the tethers that I have. Maybe? Maybe, we'll see, we'll see. I kind of want to do that off screen though, because gathering tethers is boring. And there's lots of them down there, I remember. This should be enough space for the rails, because I am using the small ones. The good news is that once you get rails down into the caves, you should be okay. Another thing that the rails have that are really cool is that they automatically dig out space for the car to fit. Sort of. They sort of do that. You may be able to see once I accidentally grabbed the junction bottle. I didn't mean to do that. Have I not? I guess I haven't. So if I connect the rail like this, down here, it sort of digs out, you could see, some space for the car to go. So you don't have to necessarily do this manually. Sometimes the space that it digs out, though, is not enough. So it's good to just, like, manually go through and dig out space anyway. That's going to roll all the way down to the bottom of the cave. Alright. And then lastly, we can put one down here. Cool. cool. And we've made it. There's already a station down here I can connect to. Not that I'm necessarily going to. So let's call the rail post. Let's dig up this pop coral. Just in case. Okay. So how many did we pick up at that other station? Like 6 or something? So we need like 14 more of these frozen argon cubes still. These frozen argon cubes, by the way, are really good for research. If you bring them back to Silva, or maybe you set up like a research pod here on Glacio, they can give you like what is it, like 5,000 bytes per cube that you research or something like that. I don't think it's quite that egregious, but it's a lot of research, so... You don't even necessarily have to do the button proximity thing. If you bring back like a couple dozen of these frozen argon cubes, you'll be set on research for forever, basically. But I don't recommend doing that anyways, because you need tons, like 20 of these cubes for that stupid mission. So you want to save all the ones that are nearby your base anyway for this mission. We're actually getting kind of close here. This should be, what is that, like 12? So we need like 8 more. And then if you ever want to know where to go to find another station, those like orange things obviously are where you can take the rails. I'm gonna make sure. And okay, you can tell. Okay, this station here is on the same level of us. This station over here is like down a whole, like a long ways into the planet. So we will want to try and connect to that one. It looks like that's where we're gonna want to go over there. And I forget if I told how you open up your compass. You open up your compass with the R key, but if you don't know which buttons to press for menus and stuff, you can always go to the controls and look at them. So it's R key for the action wheel, and the action wheel is how you open up your compass. But you can also open up mission logs to make sure that you're tracking them properly. Oh no, it's my compass. There we go. And then there's also like your research you can pull up here. Not that, you know, you can always open up your backpack as well. Okay, anyways, let's dig out some more room here. Whoops. What am I doing? I'm pressing buttons now. I got myself all topsy-turvy. Alright, we need to go this way. Not underground, no, that's like that. I guess probably just put the rail here. Yeah, like that, I guess. Get some extra cubes on our way over to this other station over here. Here. Toot toot! I love the trains, man, they're awesome. And that's where the other station is, right there. Perfect. Perfect. I think we might have enough argon here for this mission now. I hope, anyway. Because I don't want to be down here more than I have to. Gathering fucking argon cubes. Alright, we're full. Let's go back. Toot toot. Just clip through that stalactite. And go through our cubes here. Man, I was talking about making some toast. I think I might soon. As soon as I'm done with these cubes, I think I'm going to take a break and go get some food. And then maybe I'll come back a little bit later. Well, for me, it'll be a break. For you guys, it'll probably just be a cut in the video. But that's the way it goes. So we just need 4 more cubes. Wow. That actually went by a little bit faster than I thought it would. Could you imagine manually going down here and grabbing all the cubes and bringing them back up to the... It takes a while, trust me. It's not... I don't recommend doing that. Okay, let's set up another rail over here. Oh, and that kind of... Well, it would connect if I had enough. Whoops. That's fine. I don't need to put down more rails after that. This should be good enough. Let's call the train down here. Okay, 1... 2, 3, 4. And we even have some extra down here. If I wanted to research them, I could. However, as you may have noticed, I have... Or, as you remember, I should say. As you remember, I did destroy my research center, so... But this is all I need, so I'm gonna go back. And then I'm gonna... While this is unloading the argon cubes, I'm gonna go back down and grab the rails, because I don't need them down there at this moment anyway. I could maybe leave them there and it'd be good for gathering resources, but I already do that trick with the resource canisters where I just carry them with me. So I don't really need to do this. Actually, you know what? This will be perfect. I can cut the video here and also grab the tethers that are down there. And then, yeah. Ooh, I need to go get packagers, don't I? Yeah. So we've completed our missions here. We get some scrap out of this. We get another exochip, and we get this. We need to take this to this other planet and do this all over again, so... Looks like that's what... I'm going to not accept these 2 missions. I can accept the scrap when we're back on Silva, and that way I can just, you know, put them right on our scrap storage rather than carrying them back with us. And I'm not going to accept this exochip just yet because, I mean, I do have some already, but... So, I also need to get packagers because I want to take this rail system with me. So I need to package these back up in order to fit them back on the train. So I'm going to need, or on the ship. So I'm going to need 6 packagers. I believe I have 2 with me. Yeah. 1, because I want to reuse this train on this other planet that I have to take this train to. Okay. Luckily, there is graphite on the surface of Glacio, so I could just go out and find some graphite. So I think what I'm going to do is, personally, I'm going to cut the video here. I'm going to go grab the rails, grab my tethers, and get some graphite for packagers. And I'm going to pack up this train, and then we're going to head to the second planet. Or, no, we're going to make a pit stop back on Silva first. Oh, I got an oxygen tank out of that, I guess. I'm going to go back to Silva first because, I guess I got a work light too. Because I need to make a landing pad for this other planet that we need to go to. We haven't been to this planet yet, and I want to make landing pads because, you know, it's part of the mission anyway, and I want to be able to remember where I land on, yada yada, you know the deal. So, anyways, yeah, I guess I will see you once I get all this stuff done.